Welcome to the best guide on how to lose weight that you'll ever find. In this video, I'll show you everything you need to lose weight without getting your testosterone fucked like mine. I've implemented all of the things that I'm gonna tell you today, and my cat has been pretty crazy thanks to those things. But before starting, I wanna give you a little warning, because today I'll be explaining weight loss in a way that you've never heard before. I'll be using a different paradigm than the one you're used to, and I'll be referencing physics to explain some things. But don't worry, because it's all gonna be very simple and crystal clear. I believe even someone who doesn't know math could understand this video. So without wasting any more time yapping, let's get into it. The first thing you need to fundamentally understand is why we lose weight. And if this isn't the first video you watch about losing weight, you'll probably heard that the most important thing is being in a calorie deficit, and that being in a calorie deficit will guarantee that you lose weight. But this is the biggest misconception on the fitness industry, because being in a calorie deficit just means that you are eating less energy than you burn, and not all weights have the same energy. So you might be in a calorie deficit and still gain weight. And to prove this, you'll first need to understand that foods are made of three basic elements, which are called macronutrients, and they are fats, proteins, and carbs. Now, each of these macronutrients or macros have a different amount of energy. So fats have 9 calories per gram, proteins have 4 calories per gram, and carbs have also 4 calories per gram. But don't think that calories is a magic thing that's very complex. No, it's just a unit of energy, the same as joules. And your body is also mainly made out of these three macros. Your muscles are made out of carbs and proteins, and your fat is made out of fat. So to prove that being in a calorie deficit won't make you lose weight, let me give you an example. Let's say you gain a kilogram of muscle but lose a kilogram of fat. Then your weight will stay the same because you gained 1 kilogram and lost another kilogram. But your energy will be lower because a kilogram of fat has 9,000 calories, 1,000 times 9, and a kilogram of muscle has 4,000 calories. So really you've lost 5,000 calories without losing any weight. So being in a calorie deficit doesn't guarantee you to lose weight. But here's the thing, you're probably losing to lose energy rather than weight. And let me explain why. If I told you that there was a button that if you clicked it, you would lose 10 kilograms of fat and gain 10 kilograms of muscle, would you click it? Of course, because who doesn't want to lose 10 kilograms of fat and at the same time gain 10 kilograms of muscle? But your weight would stay the same. So if you look at your weight loss from a weight perspective, you would assume that you made no progress because you lost no weight. But if you look at it from an energy perspective, you would have made a lot of progress. And really, you might think I'm a genius and that energy should be used as a metric of obesity or general health instead of weight. But the problem is that you cannot hop on a scale and instantly know your energy, whereas you can with your weight. So weight is just a more convenient way of measuring how fat you are. But you need to be careful when using weight as your metric, because you might be thinking that you did no progress, but in reality you did make progress. It's just that you gained a little bit of muscle. And just to make this point really clear, if you imagine a bodybuilder with 100 kilograms of muscle and next to him a fat person that has 50 kilograms of fat, the bodybuilder would weigh twice as the person who is fat. But if you compare the energy, the fat person would have more energy. So now that you understand the fundamentals of weight loss and that energy is really the most important metric, let's dive into how to lose energy. And if you boil it down to first principles, there's really only two ways to lose energy. You either eat less energy or burn more energy. And obviously you can also do both at the same time. So let's start with burning more energy or calories. You need to understand that most of your calories are burned from doing nothing, just for living. So if you were to lay down in your bed and do nothing, you would still burn around 70 to 80% of the calories you burn on a normal day. This being said, doing exercise also burns calories, so if you want to lose weight or energy, you might want to incorporate some exercise into your routine. And if you want to know what are the best exercises, just do a quick Google search on how much calories burned per exercise. Now let's get to the second way of losing energy, eating less calories. And if you paid attention to the first part of the video, you'll know that eating less calories is not the same as eating less food. Now, I usually classify this in two ways. There's the easy way and the healthy way. So let's kick things in with the one you're probably most excited to hear, the easy way. With this way, you'll be able to lose weight effortlessly and without suffering or starving yourself. But before telling you the secret, give me a few seconds to give you a word of advice. I don't recommend you this method, and you have to be really careful, because this is the method I used to lose weight, and my testosterone ended up crashing to 256 nanograms per deciliter. And even if you know nothing about testosterone, all you need to know is that it's not healthy. So really, the only excuse to use the easy way of losing weight is if you've been trying for a long time, or if you have a quite severe obesity. Now, with this in mind, let's go back to how many calories each macro has. Fats have 9 calories per gram, carbs have 4, and proteins also have 4. So if you were to replace all of the fats you eat with proteins and carbs, you will still eat the same amount of food, but at the same time you'll be consuming less energy. So really, you're not gonna be any more hungry, because the weight of the food you consume is still the same, but you'll still lose energy because you'll be in a calorie deficit. And in order to know how much fat a certain food has, all you have to do is look it up in the label, or if your product doesn't have a label, you can search it up on the internet. Now let's go with the healthy way, the path I advise you to take. And it's as simple as eating less food. And as you see, losing energy is no rocket science if you do it the healthy way. All you gotta do is do the obvious thing of eating more food. With this approach, you should still be eating healthy fats like avocado, nuts, meat, etc. And even though this way is gonna be a bit harder, it's gonna be a lot healthy, and trust me, it's worth it. Alright, so now let's get to a question you might have regarding weight loss, which is how fast should you lose weight? And my personal advice is that if you have more than 30% body fat, you should lose around 1% of your body weight per week. And if you have less than that, then you should lose around 0.5 kilograms per week. If you don't know what your body fat percentage is, you can use this chart as reference. And I know this is not a crazy fast weight loss, but if you lose weight too fast, you risk also losing muscle, which I guess you don't want. And also, slow and steady wins the race. So you don't want to be having a crazy goal and then quitting after a few weeks. And you might notice that I'm using weight instead of energy as a metric here, but as I said before, it's way more convenient and way easier to track. In an ideal scenario, all you lose is fat. So to calculate how much energy you need to lose, you can do 9,000 times the weight you want to lose in kilograms. So for example, if you want to lose half a kilogram per week, you'll do 9,000 times 0.5, which is 4,500 calories. And that's how much energy you should lose per week. And to get how much energy you should lose per day, just divide that number by 7. And in this case, you'll get that you need to lose around 650 calories per day. Now, the best way to lose weight is to track your calories. To get every food you eat, weigh it, look at its calories, and write it down on a spreadsheet. But I know this is too complicated and too much effort for most of you. So what I advise you to do is to track your weight. Get one of those fancy scales that have a mobile app and track your weight. They are like 20 bucks on Amazon, they're really cheap for what they do. But if you already have a scale and don't want to spend 20 bucks in a new one, you can just weigh yourself every day and track it in a spreadsheet. But really, the most important thing is that you weigh yourself every day and that you know how much weight you're losing per week. And remember, energy is the most important metric. So even though you're tracking weight, if your weight doesn't go down, don't panic, because you might be losing energy but not losing weight because you're gaining some muscle. If you're eating less energy but not losing weight, that's probably a good sign, because that means that you're gaining muscle while losing weight. And you need to be especially careful of this if you're planning on lifting weights while losing weight, because that will make you gain muscle, which will make you gain weight. So don't panic if you don't see your weight decreasing, but you know that you're putting in the work and that you're in a calorie deficit. So yeah, I hope you got a lot of value from this video. I know this is the first video you watch with this paradigm to weight loss, so take some time to wrap your mind around these new concepts and maybe even watch the video again. Good luck on your weight loss journey, and good luck!